Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can tell from from the title, today's video is my top 5 favorite villains. Now this is part of Top 5 Wednesdays. It is a group over on Goodreads. I will try and leave the link for it in the description. It is amazing and I highly suggest you go check it out. So, I have 5 favorite villains here. These are ones that I hate. They're not like villains that I love. So they're just really bad and they're just like perfect villains. They're just so well written. So like I said, I have 5 here. I have a bunch more, so maybe if you would like to just see another part of this, you know, leave a like and comment down below and I will do that. So let's jump right in, and I want to say right now that this video will have spoilers for these books. So if you do not want them, I mute the video until you get to a book you've read, or you can just leave, I guess. I mean, I'd prefer if you'd stay and watch and listen, but if you can't, that's okay. So let's jump right in. The first villain is from the Sweep series, and like I said, this one is going to be a huge spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, leave right now. Okay? Are you gone? Alright. So, the first villain I have to talk about is Cal Blair? I think is his name. Just a sec. Sorry, guys. I'm pretty sure that's his name, but I just want to double check here. Yes, sorry. Cal Blair. And he starts out, as most do, well, not most, but as quite a few villains I've noticed do, as he's not very villainous. He starts out as a sweet, loving boy to our main character, Morgan Rowlands. And she has never had a boyfriend. She doesn't consider herself very pretty. But she finds out that she's a very powerful witch, and Cal and his mother have come to this town where she lives to try and find Morgan so they can take her powers and use them. So Cal is ordered to basically kind of seduce Morgan, kind of turn her to the dark side in, you know, the best words I can use. And he doesn't succeed, but Morgan finds him out, and it is just a whole bunch of heartbreak from her first love, her first boyfriend, the first man she thought she was truly in love with. You know, it's that first heartbreak was just like an added touch to it, and it was just really sad and really good, and I highly suggest you read it if you have not. So, moving on. This is one we can all agree to. And I'm holding up Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix, so can you guess who it is? Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? It's Dolores Umbridge. I hate this character so much. I've never hated a character more in my entire life, more than I hate Professor Jane Umbridge. Oh my gosh. She is just evil. She doesn't even have a reason behind it, like a lot of other villains do. She's just pure evil. Like, in my opinion, she was worse than Voldemort. Yes, she didn't kill kids, she didn't kill people, but she was just pure evil. She didn't have a motive. She didn't have a reason behind it. She was just evil for the sake of being evil. Sorry, she just really gets to me. But, yes. And if you've read the books or seen the movies, you completely understand how much Dolores Umbridge is just horrible. I can't even, let's just move on because this next one's also going to get under my skin. This next one is from A Court of Thorns and Roses. And if you haven't read this book, please leave now because this is going to include major spoilers. Or mute the video or something for now because, like I said, yeah, major spoilers. So, alright. Tamlin. Tamlin is my next villain, and a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but no. Tamlin is seriously one of the, I loved him in this book, and then we got here when Feyre came back from under the mountain, and, you know, they're trying to move on from it all, and she's trying to get adjusted, and after being locked in her cell in A Court of Thorns and Roses, She has developed major claustrophobia, and you know, she's got PTSD from all this. So I started to dislike Tamlin in this. What seriously turned me off of Tamlin before we actually found out that he was a villain, you know, by the end of this and in A Court of Wings and Ruin, was when he locked Feyre in her house, or in his house, I should say. He had set a magic spell so she couldn't leave, and he should have paid attention. He should have known how much that was going to affect Feyre, and I can already hear my voice cracking because this really affected me. I don't have problems with claustrophobia or anything, but I usually deeply connect to book characters. It's just who I am. So when that happened, it affected me a lot, and I was crying right along with Feyre, and I was kind of like freaking out a little bit just because it was just really freaky and it sucked. And that is what made Tamlin a villain, an evil guy, before we knew he was a villain, in my opinion. I just couldn't stand him after that. And yeah, so Tamlin is definitely a least favorite. So moving on is Marked. This is where we first meet her. Okay, so this is going to contain spoilers again, so if you haven't read the series, mute this video and wait till the last book. Or you can, if you're not going to read it, then, you know, you can just keep listening and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So this is Marked from the House of Night, and this book the series is about a vampire named Zoe who is very special. She's just like Nyx's, the goddess of the vampires in this series. She is Nyx's eyes and ears in the real world today. And so Zoe's very special, and obviously there's going to be a villain. So when we first meet her, again, she's not a villain. She's very sweet. She's loving. She's the mother Zoe has always wanted, or not always, because her and her mother were close about 3 years before the book starts, but her mom got remarried and changed, blah, blah, blah. So she's been missing her mom. So Neferet, who is the villain that we meet, she doesn't appear as such, obviously, before. She is very sweet to Zoe. She's very loving. She's very caring. She's just very anti-villainy when we first meet her. And she's just so sweet and, like I said, loving. And then a couple books in, we get to know her true colors, and that she is not on the good side anymore. She has kind of been swayed to the dark side. The darkness has been whispering to her, and it's been trying to turn her, and it finally succeeds. Which is actually a long time coming if you read Neferet's Curse. Sorry, I couldn't remember what it was called. If you read Neferet's Curse, you kind of understand all of that and how it started, but it didn't really come to fruition until, you know, a couple books into the House of Night series. So, yeah. She is one of my favorite villains because she's so well written personally, and I usually just can't talk about like villains or recommending books without entering this series because I just love it so much, and it got me into reading where I am right now. So the last book is hopefully a book most of you have read or you've seen the movie, so this isn't really a spoiler, and that is President Snow from the Hunger Games. This man was evil again. Like, he killed children. He didn't obviously, you know, kill them himself, but he was killing children off because people weren't listening to him before. Or I guess it wasn't him. Was it? No, it wasn't him. It was before that. But still, you know, he could have stopped it and he didn't. And it's just, he was killing children and he was an evil man. I can't even really go into it because, again, he makes me so angry. But yes, President Snow is one of my favorite villains. I love how well he was written. I love how evil he was and how much you could just instantly, like, see the distaste. Like, every time he would come up, I would, like, you know, a cat, like, tenses up and like their hair stands out. That's how I would feel. Like I would tense up and I would just like, I hate the man. But the character is so well written, and even in the movies, Donald Sutherland was so amazing, and he just did this he played this character so perfectly. So that is it for that. These characters are in absolutely no order. They're not 1 through 5. They're just my favorite villainous characters. So if you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you have not. Comment some of your favorite villains. Did you have the same opinions as I do, or what? So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!